everybody. Happy Easter. Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. I got my chat right over there. Oh, excuse me. It is a lovely day. I just went for a run. It was gorgeous. I got me some Swedish fish, which I know kind of counteracts the run. But I promise I'm not going to eat all my Swedish fish now. I'll savor them over the next few days, and then it should be fine. Besides, I also have Italian sandwich right here. Again, it's not chocolate over mouthful. Okay. I realize that it is counterproductive to run, but it's fine.
Sure.
Sure. I forgot how sassy you are. Oh my goodness. So, I discovered that in order to recruit Elder Skelter, Eder, right, E-D-E-R, we need to rest, which is what I thought I remembered. I just don't want to accept. I also have bumped up the difficulty because I realized I never changed it from easy. It's normal with some of these quality of life features. Admittedly, it does make it easier, like no knockout injuries or whatever. I don't know. I can see why people would enjoy that. I don't care for it either way, so I'd prefer not to have it. So we do have to just rest, but I want to check on the bear cave again. See if anything's different happened there. It also occurred to me that something that I could do with this series is that I could make custom party members, because we can recruit our own party. It costs a lot of money, but we could do that and we could have people from the stream. I don't think I'm going to do that. Now that I say, I might actually do that and then have them be in our keep and they can like help out with jobs and stuff, because you need to send in people on jobs and things. So I might do that. Like, as cool as it would be to adventure with you guys. Toasty, hey Grog! And then Craig, yo! Hi Grog, I haven't seen you since Monster Sanctuary yet. It's been a while. I forgot, you were main Monster Sanctuary, weren't you? That was great. It's nice to see you there, bud. Yeah, I'm streaming again. I'm playing video games. I'm not sure if you've heard of Pillars of Eternity, but that's what we're playing. It's like it's an RPG. It's an RPG through and through. It's inspired by Baldur's Gate and the like, if you've ever played those. It's great. And we have...
Hey there.
I recreated the ranger that I was actually playing Guild Wars with you. So here's Nysalia and her wolf, Agra.
Mm-hmm.
Nysalia is a bit sassy, as you will find. One of her favorite things is to say, sure, but she says it in a very, like, condescending way. She's like, sure. It usually happens as soon as I say something. Like, I don't know. I went for a run today, and then I picked up Swedish fish, and I realized that counteracts the point of going for a run, but it's like, it's okay, because, you know, I'll just eat it over the next few days. And then she goes, sure. I'm like, great, I don't need to be sassed by video game. Guild Wars 1 or 2. I have heard of this game, yes, but I know nothing of it. It is great. It's right up your alley. I would recommend it, but of course you have very limited time. And like old school RPGs, it's a long one, but it's worth it. And the second one is just so much better, which is saying something. The first game was great, but the second one they just expanded upon the foundation. This is the first one though. And Guild Wars 2, Craig, I'm not sure if you watched our videos on that, because it is on the channel, but it's okay. My mic acted up that day, so Here's my Swedish fish. That made us seem pointless. What I was doing there, I was checking up on that dude. Am I tired? Nope. Okay. Because what happened last stream is that we actually went into that cave and discovered like that guy there with a bear. His friend said the bear had killed him. But we have a power that we can talk to ghosts. We see dead people. It's great. So, we talked to his ghost and found out that his friend had actually murdered him. And then his spirit wanted us to go confront the friend, which we did. And then the friend and that guy in the cave's ex-wife revealed that that guy was like an abusive a-hole. And that the friend had killed him because he was being super abusive and they were just scared of him. I ended up letting like her grow, the like wife and the other guy. I don't know if I completely trust them, to be honest, but it's like, if they're telling the truth, that's super sucky, but they went about it the wrong way. Let's see. His friend murdered him? Awful, yes, absolutely. But it's very much morally gray areas. You played Guild Wars 1.5? 1 and 2. I didn't, but we could have jumped in together. We could have. We still need to play again there, Grog, but I realize you have limited time. We should play RuneScape is what we should do. At the moment, because as you can see I'm streaming again, I'm playing Avigia games. At the moment though, I am just going to focus on this game, trying to beat it and stuff, instead of like streaming a bunch of different ones, especially since this is the Lawn Boy, so I probably won't have much else on the channel as I'm playing through this thing. Not to say that I won't play those games with other people, I definitely will, and it'll be part of their videos. It's just in terms of content on this channel, because I only have so much time and I still want to do my skits and things, and I'm also a dungeon master now, so that means I have to come up with storylines and things like that. So, in terms of like the game that I'm playing on the channel, it's going to be focused to like one thing. Sly Snooze and I. Is it? Excuse me. Dog, we've been RuneScaping a lot lately. I have noticed. Don't know if I can handle RuneScape. Sly Snooze and I. I mean, them a bit more than me, but I'm working on it. You beat the game, though. You beat all the free quests, so there you go. Good focus, though. Yeah, it's good to focus. If you aren't going to have enough time to do other things, it's just streamline it. But, yeah, you did that grind in RuneScape. I didn't realize Snooze has super gotten into it. I know he was playing with you, but I thought he was playing just to play,
Hail and
you know,
well met.
in your videos and such. I didn't realize that he had just took off running. Yeah, I should play with all you guys. Get back into RuneScape. I did play it a little bit back in the day. I think everyone did. I never got very far in it, though. I remember just burying bones to increase my prayer. And that was like 2/3 of my time in RuneScape. Was killing monsters, collecting their bones, and then burying them. Let's see. I'm not sure if you guys... I think you were here when I was talking about how I can recruit adventurers, so I could make NPCs that are actual people in chat. And I think I will do that, but in terms of the people we venture with, I think we'd be missing out if we didn't venture with the NPCs, only because, like, they have bits in the story and stuff like that, so you miss out a little bit on, like, the story and context of the world if you don't have them. At least in my, like, experience. But I also played Baldur's Gate as a kid, where part of it is finding the NPC party members and then building up a relationship with them over the course of the game. But we do have like this castle, and in the castle we can do like various like jobs over the course of days and stuff, like collecting loot from an old pirate vessel or stuff like that. So I feel like I'll focus on that, because that also means that I can include more people in chat than just having a party of like 6, so we could have like 5 other people. But now we have to rest. This is free. Yeah, let's go to the free world room, because we're broke. Just talking about hiring people, and they cost 250. Okay, so this is what we have to do, because now that we slept, we get this weird vision thing, and now we'll be able to recruit more party members. Yeah. Yes, Snooze is a crazy gamer. Yes, he is. I know he does a lot of like super crazy things. I don't even know all the stuff he does, but he's done some challenges that I'm like, I wouldn't bother. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. I almost read that as yisses because of the giant Y in front of it. Assaulted by yisses and whispers. I'm like, what the heck is a yisses? Anyways, moving on. You open your eyes to awaken, to find yourself in front of gilded veils, gallows trees, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind, and the sound is deafening. So you guys missed it yesterday, but there's this curse that's going around, for lack of a better term. There's babies being born without souls. They're called the Hollowborn. And people have no freaking idea what the heck's causing it. So they think it's sort of kind of like a plague. So anyone who's had a Hollowborn child, they hang in this tree. And also people who sort of oppose the lord of the area. One of the people here is an animancer, so a soul mage, who did a reading for the king. The king didn't like the reading that she gave, so he hung her. There you go, that's the times we live in. Hanging from the trees, an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like a moldering fruit. Moldering. I haven't heard of that word. Her head hangs limply from one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind, until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up, and her eyes open, and they're empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when he spoke to the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. There you go! That was intense. Let's see. Yeah, that's dark. Oh, that's sort of messed up. How to determine if you have a soul or not. I wonder. That is a good question. So in this universe, they have I think it's called Audra. Well, there's definitely called Audra. Audra is a stone. It's a living stone, so it can kind of interact with souls and such. I think that's what they use. They sort of hold up the stone over you, and if it reacts, you have a soul, and if it doesn't react, then you don't have a soul. But essentially, they would just be... I don't know. I don't think it's quite the same as a stillborn, because I think there's enough of a distinction there, right? So I guess in my mind, a Hollowborn is sort of I never really thought of it. I guess I thought of it as more of a stillborn, but maybe it's more like a comatose baby that's I should be alive, but there's nothing behind those eyes. And that is freaky, and that is dark. Super dark. But yeah, in terms of context of how they would determine if it's alive, is definitely they would have an animancer. And they would do their soul mage stuff. And this is going to be our second party member. This is our first one. Owlith. He is an interesting wizard because he's usually very polite, but he has a wild side to him that randomly breaks out. So when we first met him, he was getting in a fight with the townsfolk, and he suggested that one of them wanted to fuck his sister. So then they tried to kill him. We sort of intervened. Now he's with us. And it's cool and all, but, you know, we have 2 DPS right now. We have a wizard and a ranger, which this ranger is very much a DPS-focused ranger, so we want a tank. We want this guy. His name is Edar. Edar? It's a weird name. I think he'll tell us his name, and we'll have to just remember it again. But yeah, he's a fighter, so we definitely want him on our team. Come on, lady. We want to talk to this... Talk to the dwarf lady. Apparently Caldara di Baranzi. Let's see. Dark AF, hello. Alright, off to the podcast. Catch you less, Toasty. Thanks for dropping by while you could there, Grog. It was nice to see you. I hope you have fun in the pod. Honestly, we should do a podcast. I know I keep saying we should do stuff. I want to do podcasts. I want to actually do a D&D podcast, which I've mentioned before. So that would be a lot of fun. I know you're down for the one shot if you're still around, so we'll have to do that sometime soon. I have the basic concept in mind, and I have Kuth, who's also interested. So I'm just looking for like a party member, another one, and then we'll schedule something. But I'll catch you later, bud. You gotta go to Easter now? No! Everyone's leaving me. That's okay. You take it easy, too. I'm not expecting a whole lot of people. I'm just happy you two showed up. But it is Easter, so I imagine most people are with their families and such. But for those of you who aren't, and you can drop by. But I'm not going to be streaming for too long either. We're going to get this guy. And with him, we should be able to clear out the dungeon. We might want to try to get the priest. I want to try to do that first. That way we have DPS, tank, healer, and then we should be good to go. The squat, dissident body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from the thin, crooked bough that sags the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from side to side when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there's a tepid warmth to it. You feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of you that has no wordly dimension. I want to reach out. Woo! Reach out and touch faith. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with a new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes. You feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in the wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so. And she smiles to you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Alright. Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, then. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How can you speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
Way to not answer the question. Rude. Oh, I got water all over my face. I think I survived a bivouac. Do you know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Call them. Those days are all behind me now.
Yep, you're currently super dead, so...
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
Well, that's dark. Even the souls of people decay. I need to learn something from you, I think that option was. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What is a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it. Sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how.
So we can't see ghosts because we don't remember how to see ghosts. Got it.
A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them. Know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder.
Oh, interesting. So those memories that we've been interacting with people with, they're not their memories. They're memories of past lives. So even if I was try to talk to them about it, they'd be like, what the hell, are you crazy? It's like, no, I'm not crazy. I saw it, man. I swear. I saw it. What do you mean, when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of lawn whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
Alright. So you are an animancer of the Valilian Royal Academy. So you just had a beetle crawl from your cheek. Gross. She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle, escaping between rolls of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself. Gross.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer.
Excuse me. Well, we are old and dead. Especially the dead part. What question did I ask? I forgot.
Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
You found nothing.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
I should have said the truth.
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But The best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins, miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valiant Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Alright, I asked her what an animancer was. That's what she said. So that's interesting. Also, it's Deerwood, which I thought it was.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
I said farewell. Caldara closes her eyes, and her head slumps forward over the noose. Your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Okay. I forgot to listen to her name. Nysalia was granted Crucible of the Soul! The Crucible!
Hey there.
Now I have Crucible of the Soul. So this is very Baldur's Gate. Super Baldur's Gate. In Baldur's Gate, massive spoilers. You're the son of Baal. And over the course of the game, you have these visions in your sleep. They're very unnerving, and then you get new powers. We just slept, we had a vision, we went here, we got a new power now. Crucible of Soul, which allows you to steal life from enemies. Well, endurance, technically. So it won't heal my health, it'll just heal my endurance. It's a big distinction because you can actually kill yourself if you heal your endurance and your health is low. Because in other words, your health is the total amount of damage that you can take before your character is dead. Endurance is like a portion of that. That if that goes to 0, you get knocked out. I've discussed this multiple times. I feel that was a little bit of a better way to explain it. But if you heal your endurance, you're drawing from your health pool. So you can draw from that health pool, and if it's like lower than what your max endurance could be, now it's just whatever you have left remaining in your health pool. So that reaches 0, then you have nothing remaining in your health pool, and then you die. I actually barely kept at Aloth alive because I was actually healing him in a fight, and he was getting very close, and he got knocked out with 1 HP remaining, which meant if I had healed him one more time and he took damage, he would have just died. Tough fight. And I just did bring up the difficulty back to that. In this game, though, I've discussed this too, the difficulty is that they just add more enemies. It's not so much that the enemies that you fight are tougher. But I like that. It's not just like make everything a bullet sponge or make everything do massive amounts of damage. It's just like play around with not just also adding more enemies. So what they'll do is they'll add a little bit more enemies, or they'll change the enemy types. So technically that's raising the damage and the defense of the enemy, but it's not just boosting that like enemy. It's like a particular tough version of that enemy, which makes so sense. Like a goblin that takes 500 hits to kill. It's more like instead of fighting a goblin in that scenario, you'd fight a hobgoblin or something like that. The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair, leaning against a mossy rock wall. His pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
That's dark. 17 and a half bodies. If you don't count the dwarf as a full person. Alright, now we see the racism. What are you talking? I know what he's talking about. I'm
The
sorry.
dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Damn. Of course I was going to consider. Well, you're the one bringing it up, bro. That's weird.
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Ella frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
Adair. There we go. That's his name. I'm going to immediately forget it. But it's a cool name. Adair. And people apparently don't like him, and he's saying that people won't like us. What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment. His brow arched. His smirk brought... I was just staring at it for like 10 minutes.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Impossible. I don't drool half as much. Oh no, he doesn't actually say it, so now I have to say it in his voice. Ha! So you're already familiar. Still, you have to forgive my curiosity. Around here, we prefer to turn a blind eye to our dead. I don't know. It still sounded a little bit too much like me, but I don't think it was that half bad. I'm gonna have to pat myself on the back. My friend sent me a message, but in the lobby. Okay. Cool beans. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Let's not use that word round here. There'd be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
Well, you at least know what they are, so you're better than me. I'm just finding out today that I'm apparently one.
Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
I love Adair. He's just a bro. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah. None taken. Good. They don't mean it personal when they hang folks here. Have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, it was number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
That's a sad. The war? Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Aethys. Overthrows Red Cirrus. Marches on Deerwood. So, we gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What's a Deerwood Inn, huh?
We blew him up.
He smiles at first, but it's a smile of one recounting a joke for effect, rather than enjoyment. Yeah. Who's Aethys? God of rebirth and redemption. Formerly, anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. I have other questions. I got time. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Frederick sent men down here the other day. Said they had on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Redrick's overthrow. Said if I don't come forward right then and there, they hang every last one of us. No one's coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later. If not for plotting against Reddick, then for protecting me. What does the town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there owns a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, and then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedrick's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Raedrick, okay. Olaf glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? Drinking, mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Now, a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with Waidwin. Let's travel together. Where are you headed? Someplace called Kainoa. Kainoa? Lady just said it and I already forget it. I think it's Kainoa. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger. And a strange one at that. But, truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I've ever heard one. They just sound too much like me. I'm trying. I could do a little... Well, I have to beat myself up. I would like to work on my voice acting. I definitely have approved, but yeah.
Alright then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
That's rude. I'll have you know I'm very good at picking sights to see, alright? It's just I had to talk to a dead lady. You understand how it is. Are you telling me you've never had to stop to talk to a dead lady? Because I don't believe that for one moment. What level are you? Why do you have so much
Hey.
HP? You have like all the HPs. I definitely want you in
Hey.
front. Technically, that would be the best way to do it. Oh, look at him. He's got a little thing on. He's got a scimitar, which is interesting. Well, saber, technically. Look at him. His thing. His cloak. Wheat. Kadar. Yeah. He hangs out with you in the next game, too. So, and he's got a bow. I feel like... Well, it's nice for him to have a bow. Give him some range damage. He's got the St. Wars armor. Do we have a hat that he can wear? No, we do not. Okay. And that's 7. Let's see. Should have Bergendine. Bergendine. Yeah. Yeah. What does second chance do? Oh, when he gets reduced to 0, he just comes back up. Sometimes goodbye is a second chance. I mean, that's good. Let's get him in heavy armor though. Heck yeah. Well, look at that. Look at it. That's cool. Like, I started with that. And it's not bad to have a ranger in heavy armor, but at the end of the day, I sort of want medium armor. So it's not completely defenseless, but I don't want to get hit anyways, and it's nice for me to have the lower recovery speed. So how heavy armor works in this game, anyone can wear heavy armor, including your wizards. It's just that it makes it so your attacks are slower. It ups your what's called recovery time. So recovery time is the amount of time that you need to spend. It's like a cooldown for your actions. Like it counts for attacking things, but it's also more than just attacking. Oh, there's something up here, but it has vanished.
Hey. All
Guys,
right,
I
then.
wanna look at the thing. Never mind. Okay. Speed mode engaged. Tipat, Tapashi, Tipek. Oh, it's a spider. That's a spider. Now, alright, you run up there and you smack that spider in the butt. 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 In the butt. In the butt. I believe we're not flanking. Oh no! He's been poisoned!
Hey.
We're good. I just remembered before I wanted to come in here, I wanted to try to find I think his name's Margren. He is a cleric. And where are we going? Smack that, we did to do, smack that, look how fast I run, boy! Whee. Hell yeah. And then we're going to save the game. Boop, 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 boop. And then we're going to move. We're going to go to Margren's Fork. Because I believe the guy is here. He's like, you are a what? Watcher! You watch all the born. I'm like, oh yeah, you can't
I'll
just
see what
call
I
a
can
homie
find.
out like that. So rude. There he is! Durrance is his name.
Saw you in the flame.
Durrance, squatting at the base of a statue, is an incredibly ugly man. That's rude. Look at this beautiful, majestic creature. With bulging red cheeks, raked with pock scars, a scraggly beard, he is sweating as if he has a fever, but his breathing is measured and steady, like a slow pulse of a blacksmith bellows. But that comparison feels strange and unwelcome. The next comparison, possibly sparked by his grin, is that of a bear trap. And then out of nowhere, there's a hint of alchemic fire that fades as soon as you identify the smell.
Come to pray at the statue.
Well then, come to pray at the statue. Man, he's cool. The question mark is barely there. As the man makes the statement, the statue takes on the reddish cast, as if one is holding a torch to it, then slowly blossoms into wavering flames. The man doesn't turn as the statue blossoms into fire.
The others are welcome. But it's best if just you and I trade words, and your shadows stay quiet. Hands off their weapons, both arcane and steel. It's only you I want to trade words with anyway. I swear before the whore that is Margaret, no harm will come to you in her shadow. If that's enough of a promise for you. If not...
You. If that's enough of a promise for you. If not, I will smash you with the statue. Strange choice of company. Stone seems cold comfort. Going to examine the statue! The wavering firelight from the statue gives off no heat. So much so, you wonder if it's some trick of the mind. The ugly man before you doesn't seem to notice it or feel it, though his sheen of his brow is still present, as if he's burning up from within. Study the man! The sudden weaving flames from the statue of Magrin cast more light on his features. The man's robes are dirty, stained with grease, and other marks of the road. The helms of his robe, the hems of his robes, including the sleeves, are burned to the edges, as if he's walked a great distance across the fire, then reached into the flames with hands to pull something out. But while his hands are thick and calloused, they bear no burn or scorch marks. Focus your gaze on the staff! The staff looks thick, stout, or blackened with ash, burned by a terrible fire. Beneath the ash, the lines in the wood bear shapes and patterns, and there's a certainty that the staff was once something far more dangerous, but not now. As you study it deeper, a shimmer slightly in your eyes, like water catching the light weaving across the statue. Whatever power was bled from the staff, it doesn't make it or the wielder any less dangerous. You look up to see the man watching you study the staff. His gaze meets yours. He nods with a humorless smile. I didn't catch your name, or why you wanted to speak with me.
I didn't give it. You probably find names as useless as I do. The names that litter this world like debris are hard enough to wrap around the tongue. And what do they matter? It's what's beneath the skin and the letters I care about. What burns within. It's more important to me you're a watcher than whatever culture or accent decorates your letters like awkward crowns. Take pride in your actions, not where you hail from, or how your name rolls off whatever liar's tongue coats it now. If you need a title to hang on me to match your own, Watcher, then call me Durrance. And as you observe souls, I test them.
How do you know I was watching? I can see the questions bubbling up. Let's burn them away, one by one.
I am a missionary. I walk this diseased nation with its heathen, its people so careless with the spirits of others and their own, watchers among them. Yes, I know you for what you are, and your name doesn't interest me. Names are for honest folk, and you are a crack that shines light from another place.
So now I understand why I couldn't meet this guy until I was a watcher. But also, rude.
We're meant to travel together, you and I. Saw you in the flames. Not your face, but that soul of yours. All tightened up, like a huntsman's knot.
He saw me in the flames.
There's things we can teach each other. If you're in need of answers to your mantle of questions. I don't force my words on anyone other than you. I don't care who walks with you or what their mewling problems and politics are. There's enough howling in the world without me stoking that fire. I won't take from your provisions, don't leave much on the road. I can carry my weight, which is considerable. Many will stand against you. They probably already have, from what I can see. Left their marks, it seems. Like a trail, worming its way behind you.
If your stone mistress there allows it, then come on.
Her? Don't fear her jealousy. Let us see what the road holds, Watcher.
And now we have the cleric. Which, yeah, we'll have him sandwich between, but that means...
Watch and learn.
That means he's in between. Well, he's last. I hate to bump.
What?
Hey there.
That's okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. They can be in either place. I do want my wizard somewhere in the middle. I want him in the middle. You can have two more people, so they're technically in the middle. Okay. Technically, I should be all the way at the end, but... There we go. And now we can go back to the Gilded Veil. I told you he was real yesterday and nobody believed me. It's like, where was he? Just turns out I needed a rest. That's kind of sad. But okay. We got a party now. 4 people. You have 2 DPS, a tank, and a healer. I would like more tanks, to be honest. Actually, I don't know. Because with this kind of a group, we're sort of set, right? This is sort of like the dream team. Like 2 DPS, a tank, and a healer can handle most things. So anything else from here is sort of like whatever we want. It would be nice to have a rogue, somebody to deal with traps. But the way this game works, you don't need a rogue to deal with traps. You can have any character like be your like trap person or whatever. Because it's a skill that any character can get.
Nice and quiet.
Let's see, what are our stealths? My stealth is decent. I have a stealth of 4. You have a stealth of 0. Stealth of 2. Surprising. A stealth of 2. A wizard is the least stealthy among us, despite their low armor. They wear the lightest armor, but they have a big badonkadon. The nearby crystals light, the cracked mosaic floor, and shades of orange. And at certain angles, the metallic symbol beneath your feet gleams gold. As you look on, the air shimmers as if with summer heat. The very dust and air seem to pull together into a thin, glowing mist appears before you. It is a rippling gleam. You sometimes think you can see the... In its rippling gleam, you sometimes think you can see the shape of a man, features rendered in broad strokes of air and smoke. Who are you? Your voice sparks movement. The spirit surges with sudden blazing light. In the next moment, you are somewhere else. Your mind is sailed with a sudden wave of fear and noise. You are in the chapter hall. Priests and the faithful have gathered in a great crowd, spilling into the hall. Bodies pressed against you, searching forward to listen. Your own grief is mirrored in the faces around you. Some of the initiates are weeping. Someone has snuffed out the candles. The room is dark, save for the podium, lit from behind. Two people stand before it, lit in silhouette. A man is shouting, voice so ragged with fear you can't understand what he says. But the rectrix stands calm, unmoved. Her strength will see you through these dark times. You feel that hope, like a spark beneath your ribs. Somewhere behind you, someone begins to sing. I bless the rains down in Africa. Like that. The spirit tears itself from you with a sudden, dizzying force. And then you find yourself back before the ruined altar, swaying. The spirit fades as suddenly as it appeared. Alright. Interact with the thing! You face the statue as most of his features stripped off, along with the portions of his hands. I brush the brains down in Africa.
I shall be discreet.
Shall you be discreet? 'Cause I want to be more discreet than you. You son of a bitch. Okay, we gotta be careful. There's traps here. There's money. There's a book. I'm not going to read this book. I'll kind of just scroll through, kind of pause, do that. So if you want to read, you can just pause the stream here and read and whatever. But I guess that makes a little bit more sense in a video, because, you know, but that's okay. To his grace I write to implore. The rest of the letters crossed out in separate places and then abandoned altogether. Oh dear. Go get the thing, Adair. Monsters of Dreadfire a cappella. I wonder if they were at this point planning to do the sequel, No Deadfire, Arpeggio. It's a cool setting. You get to essentially play around with pirates and stuff. So the second one is great. And again, an interesting setting. It's not your typical just like medieval fantasy forest stuff that we got here. You know, like analogous to Europe and things. Nothing against it. I liked it. I actually like the setting to this. In a way, it's hard for me to get into the sequel because of its setting. No offense to the setting. It's more different. But there you go. There's in-between stuff. I'm not going to read all the monsters, but let's read a couple. Barbed Ravager. A giant shark that is known to ram passing vessels, trying to knock sailors off the deck and smash a hole in the hull. Its tremendous spines protruding from the side and back that are presumed poisonous. The largest sighted Barbed Ravager with survivors was estimated to be almost 30 feet long. Holy crap. That's a big fish. Winding serpent. A winding serpent. Smaller than the Ravager, but potentially longer. The Windang serpent attacks in small packs, usually 3 to 8. They have large, sharp heads, somewhat reminiscent of a barracuda. Like the Ravager, they repeatedly slam into the side of the ship, hoping to crack a hole in it or knock someone from the deck. Why did so many monsters do that? It's kind of rude. They also have been known to swim the depths and shoot up out of the ocean, landing on the deck, coiling and winding their way around, snapping up any crew they can before plunging back into the ocean. Leviathan. Imagine the largest whale you've ever seen. The Leviathan is at least 10 times that size. By the time a ship sees a Leviathan, it's already too late. As they rise from the depths, the water around them begins to spin and sink, creating whirlpool. The Leviathan's body surrounds the hapless vessel, preventing escape. And as it goes down, the enormous mouth opens, pulling all aboard to their watery depths. Now, actually pretty messed up. And then we have this one, the Pulpover. It's a long century. Let's read it though. I know that's technically all the monsters, but all the creatures you've read about in this book are nothing compared to the Pulpover. They're roughly the size of man. What they lack in size and strength, they make up for numbers and terrifying viciousness. Their lower halves are massive tentacles like an octopus or squid, but more numerous. The tentacles are long, black whips with suction cups on the underside and small thorny barbs on the top. The sheer number of tentacles gives them a frightening speed while walking on land, pulling themselves forward almost as fast as a running horse. Jesus, that's terrifying. While they vaguely resemble a human from the waist up, any extended examination proves how wrong this assumption is. Long, stringy black hair falls from the top of their heads to cover their face, taken directly from a nightmare. A wide, gaping mouth cuts across the bottom of its head from ear to ear, full of wicked dagger-like teeth. 2 large round eyes are sunken into its head, black as coal, shining with malevolent fire. A small antenna protrudes from the middle of its forehead, ending in a small nodule that can glow with an eerie blue light. One can imagine a sailor on the deck of a ship at night, looking out across the black water, blood freezing as countless lights appear beneath the surface, rising toward him as the Pulpover swim upward. Because they seem to be more octopus than man, it can collapse in on itself, fitting to spaces no person should be able to. The smallest crack in a hull, the slightest separation between boards offers them entrance. It is not unknown for them to slaughter an entire crew from hull up to the deck by infiltrating the ship from underneath. Fortunately, they do not seem to spread too far outside the Apagio, but there may come a day when Pulpover attacks become commonplace. That's something right out of a nightmare right there. That's cool. I want to fight them in the sequel. I haven't yet, but because the sequel was in the Arpeggio, the Deadfire Arpeggio, I would not be surprised if one of all these monsters make a appearance there. Margaret.
Fire casts light in dark places.
Ooh, I got a sword. It's a fine sword. Fine sword. Give me that sword. Give me that baby back, baby back, baby back. Ribs. Let's see. Now we can compare the sword. Compare. So the saber Same attack speed. Saber does 1 more point of damage. But it's just slash, whereas the sword is slash or pierce, so whatever is better for that target. Saber is plus 20% damage, which explains why it is still higher than the sword, despite the sword being fine. The fine increases the accuracy, so it's more accurate. So slightly less damage. 2 different damage types though. So more likely to not be resisted by the target. Yeah, we'll make the switch. It's pretty much the same damage. Why does he have cape? Cape does nothing. You have no cape now. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Take that, you fool. You thought you could wear a cape around me. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Didn't mean to do that either. But it works. Add your customs. Add your... Yep. Whoops. I meant to read the book. I'm not going to read the entire book though. I'll just... There's the feast to feast. Alright. A sweet treat. A special custom that arose at some point during the Feast of Feasts. Sweet treats started as a way to keep children occupied so parents could dine in peace. While it is still used for today, significance has been added to it. Each treat is placed in a container, usually small metal boxes, and hidden somewhere on the property. After everything has been hidden, children are sent out to find the treasures. It is said now that the hidden treasures, hidden treats represent Glothian artifacts, and the children are explorers, bring the riches back to their new and rightful owners. So it's like Easter and stuff. That's cool. That actually sounds fun. That would be a fun holiday. What's over here? The prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of grime and dust. Gross. 'Tis grace. Alright, that one. We now have some mechanics. I do believe
A simple
Ada
test. That's settled.
is good with the stuff. I can get a Warhammer. Does less damage, but it does crush damage. Which crush damage is good against skeletons, which I'll probably be fighting because we're in a temple. And they like to put undead in a temple. I'm not gonna read all this, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I never used to do it in Baldur's Gate either. I was the person who kind of was like, oh, book, cool. I kind of peek at it and then call it a day. I mean, look how much reading. I mean, it's not that bad, but I'm definitely not doing it on stream. I'm not reading like everyone. It's just that like there's so much books. It's like Skyrim. I'm a dinosaur. Are you a dinosaur? I don't believe so. Have we met? It's 4:30. I've been streaming longer than I was expectorating. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept. He knew that his sins lay bare before the great illumination. Before the great illumination. Boom. Okay. Vermin have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps. Gross. I don't want green clumps in my soup. I wasn't supposed to ring the big bell first. I remember that from last time. But I guess we are. Here we go. Oh, 3 bells hanging from a stone protrusion that runs along the walls. Years of dust and grime clunk the metal. There's one large bar bell in the center, flanked by 2 smaller ones. Examine the bells. The bells appear to be fully intact. They are made of thick iron. They look very heavy. It doesn't appear to be much out of the ordinary from them. Ring the left smaller bell. Boom. The bell tolls a high-pitched, piercing note of startling power. The tone echoes merrily through the halls, until it seems that a dozen chirping notes ring through the temple. Ring the middle one! You heave the bell as it swings back in the other direction. The clapper strikes a low, powerful note against the heavy iron. You feel the ringing in your chest as the sound moves through the ruined halls in a rolling tide. Ring the right one. Ding. The bell sounds strange, warbling peal that appears to grow. That grows in painful shrillness before diminishing to a mournful chime. Silence the bells! You reach out to hold the clapper still. Around you, the echoes diminish. Did it work?
I can do that.
Yeah, no, you can't. We need 3 lockpicks if we had a skill of 9. We need a skill of 11 just to get in there without using a lockpick. Which we don't have. We don't. Oh no. I'm tired. You're tired. What is the combination? I think I have a note. Visitors to their virtual floor, Beatrix Ulrika says. Redemption for Ethos. Got to strike the largest bell first, rather than second. Oh, I was still supposed to do the first. Okay. Let's try this. Alright, we'll go boom, bing, bing. Did I do it?
A simple
Nope.
test.
Alright, let's go. Boom. Bing. Bing. Boom. You heave the bell and it swings back in the other direction. The clapper strikes low, powerful on heavy iron. You feel ringing in your chest as the sound moves through the ruined halls. A strange hush falls upon the room, muting the sound of the bells and eternal drip as the damp stone lake. And then a sudden dissonant toll sounds from the bells, so loud and piercing that you're compelled to cover your ears. And then less sounds once more. That was not it. Alright, we'll go metal, left, left, right. Yep, that's not it. Metal, left, right, right. That's not it. What is it? Haven't we examined all the notes we can? Tell me the answer, game. Do I have the answer? Nope. Nope. Okay. It's just buried secrets. But it may be in our journal. Visions. Biography. You made your living in the wilds, dedicating your hours to perfecting the cadence of the hunt, the long intervals of stillness and waiting, the frantic assertions of the chase, the sudden pronunciation of the kill. You came from the living lands where the hunted and gathered to sustain your home, where you hunted and gathered to sustain your home. But you were faced with a lean season, forced to venture even further a field for game. Many around you starved, and the memory of it lingers in your thoughts. He struck out in hopes of never facing such hardships again. For you, Gildedville seemed is merely a stepping stone, and you expect that you will not remain there for long before wandering somewhere new. Ye fell ill traveling with your caravan bound to the Gilded Vale. The caravan master sent you off with one of his guides, Kaliska, in search of a remedy. While out searching for the remedy, you were ambushed and returned to your camp to find it slaughtered at the hands of angry locals. You dealt with them only to be nearly killed by a wind that threatened to shear your soul from your body. You escaped with Hilden and Kaliska into an ancient ruin. You emerged from the ruin to find a strange ritual being performed at some kind of ancient machine. There was a man who commanded the others, and there was something oddly familiar about him. As he left, the machine began to spin, generating some kind of electricity, and there was a blast that felt like a windstorm you have encountered earlier. It turned the others who had been with him to ash, and neither Hayden nor Kaliska survived. You were knocked unconscious by the blast, and when you came to, you felt odd. You were seeing things, hearing things. You departed the ruins, attempting to escape Gilded Vale on foot, where you would find someone who could hear you. Because literally what just happened in the game. I was hoping to see more about my guy, being a ranger and stuff. Why is my PC so warm? It's like super warm. Really warm. Like, damn, that's warm. I mean, this game isn't particularly taxing, huh? And I got nothing else going on in the background. Well, besides streaming, of course. Oh, well, we'll make it work. That's just surprising. So now I gotta find the eclipse. For a minute, scour the plates. I have customs, the row. A book of verses. That might be a small volume of verses and psalms, somewhat battered, suggesting it used to be carried on someone's person. The pages are dog-eared and worn. The gold threads, which from the title of the book have begun to fray. The book tends to be opened at a particular section, where someone has marked the verse with a small blotch of ink. Adnan, the bright star, spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, right. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before the great illumination. Then Sargemus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat of force of the bright day sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiven you, but will embrace him, if you will embrace him. Hark felt knelt before him, then resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Mulligan spoke. Her voice was like a sunburn's final hymn, bidding farewell to day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you, till you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Morgan, but Enoch warned him, saying, I don't know, she a girl? Yes. You have walked all these years into the darkness, and now you must return. You will find the path like treading fire, and every step you will be tempted to run away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. So it did say right, so I feel like I should go right first. Yeah. And the middle one is second, so we'll go right, middle, left, right. The peculiar chime rings through the rooms. There's a quiet melodic chime from all three bells before the discordant voices meet in one powerful rushing rush of sound. It seems to fill the whole temple, a driving flood of sound that drowns out a thought. As the tolling fades, you hear a creak from the direction of the doors, as the passage to the lower levels swings open. We can go down to the lower levels where we will find zombies. There's zombies, yeah. You gotta fight the zombies. You don't wanna fight the zombies. No, 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 no.
Now, it's strange looking back. All the time I spent here growing up. Never seeing what was coming.
There's a shadow. Oh no. Oh no. You gotta protect him.
Aye?
Yeah. Alright. Do I have a wand? I do. Beat up the ghost. And you attack the ghost.
Hey there.
Did I? Oh, I did 11. I thought I did
Yeah.
110 damage, which would be insane.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Near Mogren's fire, you son of a goat. You're apparently a really ugly man.
What?
Hey.
Yes?
I think fighters have, yes, constant recovery at the start of fights. So they just constantly heal,
Aye?
making them decent tanks. Yeah, my wolf got him. Ugh, that's a shadow! No. Protect him, you fool! Run away! No, you fool! Disengage. It's okay. I want to continue moving. What? Yeah, definitely want to continue movement and engagement.
Yeah?
Ooh. Ah! There's a ghost! Do I have my power back? Do not. But I do get that. Save!
Yeah?
There we go. And then... you'll be fine. Oh, you got a second win. That's awesome. This is a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah?
Okay. That should be the end of the fight. And you're getting your health back. Awesome. This is great. We got a little party going, and that's all we need. We can
Sure.
do this dungeon now.
I shall be discreet.
Betrayed! Betrayed! Okay.
What?
How may I help?
Hey,
Hey there.
hey. Hey,
Yeah, I want all the ghosts to go towards him.
Yeah?
Yes! And then the wolfie can swoop in from behind. And I can do this. And then you want to do this. Lowers your deflection, but makes it so you can engage more people.
I'll get the next one.
Stop attacking my people.
Aye.
Yeah, look at that. They're immune, but that's okay. Focus on him. Margaret, changed that.
What?
And shoot.
hey.
Do this. My boy Ruffy! No! You leave my wolf alone!
Hey.
The wolf's gonna so die. Yeah! Back from the dead, baby! Let's go! A wolf. You gotta run away, tactical retreat, and then come back. If you run away again, you're just gonna get hurt. Don't let her. Oh no, he's been stunned. Okay, you son of a goat must die.
Hey.
That didn't work so well. The wolf is close to death. But I did mark him for death. Let's get rid of swift stance. Let's just focus on accuracy, boys. Ugh. Okay. I could heal. Seems like more than I need at the moment. Very close to death. Yeah, I think I need to do something or we're going to lose them. We'll do level 1 spell because we have more of those. We might just have to do a minor heal and then we'll be good. but this should make it sound really good. Just in case. Focus,
Hey.
fire! Die! Die!
Aye?
Yeah! Just in the nick of time. Yeah, I'm not sure if they would have lived without an intrusion. They're at 9-8.
Hey there.
Oh, they have they have the same amount of health that I do, which means that functionally a ranger has twice the amount of health as a regular player. Ugh, that was terrifying.
Yeah?
But fun. It's actually nice because I'm not the tank this time, because I have a barbarian, which is like a health tank. So they're burning through their health resource like nobody's business. I just noticed that Durance has 69 health. Nice.
Sure. Sure.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
I'm glad that I decided to wait until I had a full party to do this. But that's what I remember being important. Admittedly less so, but still uneasy. But there was that one fight, even on easy, that was scary because they almost got rid of my wolf. Like, I don't think I would have handled that if that was just Aleph and me. I can't unlock it. That's tactics. Doors are really good because door can funnel them.
Hey there.
Which just have my wolf over here.
Yes? Indeed.
Hey,
Eder is going to be the person who draws them out. Okay, this should work. And I've actually been streaming longer than I was expecting. Toasty! Hey, Possum, my dude. Howdy, howdy. How's it going, buddy? How's your Easter and stuff? I was about to say that I'm actually getting ready to go. And sadly, I do think that I probably should be getting ready to go. I wanted to clear this dungeon, but I have D&D and stuff tonight, and it's like 5 o'clock my time, and they usually start 6, 7 my time. So my plan was to do this fight over here and maybe call it. But I feel bad because it looks like you just dropped by. I don't want to leave when you just got here,
Hey.
but I don't know. Well, I'll check on my friends, see what they said. Maybe they're not D&Ding tonight. Because if they're not D&Ding tonight because it's Easter, then I would have more time to stream. Alright. Boop. And then run! This is called tactics. I'm going to bottleneck them at the door. Make it so my tank holds the line. And nail them with my DPS. I upped up the difficulty, by the way, because I realized I was playing on easy. So now we're playing on normal. Same time as me. Okay, so we're both Eastern time zone. There we go, word. But we got a party now, too. We have Aleph, which you met yesterday. We now have Durance. He He's like that guy who would wear a tinfoil hat nowadays and say, "The end is 9!" He's that guy. And then we have Eder. Ader. Yeah. What you sort of met yesterday. He was like, "Yeah, there's a tree there." Well, now he joined us. That's great. Okay, hold the line. And you shoot the thing. Do the dark magic. And do white magic.
Hey.
There you go. And you can no longer have to be stealthing, you can do that.
Hey there.
Because my fighter has the ability called Defender, which allows him to engage more enemies, which is attacks of opportunity if you play D&D. You're in the US, right? I am in the US. I got some Swedish fish. I don't see how that relates to me being in the US, but there you have it. Alright. There's a lot of things. Gotta think. Because I have very limited spells. Very used one. I only have 4 spells of level 1 per day. But it might be prudent. Maybe. I feel like we might be able to get away without having to cast a spell here. Yep.
Yeah?
Thank God for wizards. AoE for the win there.
And what does the flame reveal?
This is such a good game. I forgot how good this game was. Like, the sequel is good. This was still solid. Oh, okay. I don't know what I just did there, but I don't think it was a good thing. That's a door that I can't unlock because I'm not a stealthy enough character. Oh, fish. Fish? What fish? I wish I could fish in this game. I do like fishing. Like Grog likes fishing. But I would say probably a little bit less than him. He really loves it. I just really like it. For me... Oh, the Swedish fish. Wow. Again, I don't see how that relates to me being in the US, but... That's a lot of shadows. That's a lot of let's just shut that door there. There we go. No harm, no foul. Oh! This is what we did. We made it so we can access this part. And there's oozes over here. Oh man, no matter where we go, there's just death and destruction.
Hey there.
Okay, I have a nice stuff. Okay. That is a lot of shadows. Yeah, let's just sneak back out. We're going to do the same thing we did before. Oh, yeah, I should check to see if my friends are doing D&D. Because that has an impact on how much longer I can stream. Who knows? Fish are just tasty. Sounded wet. It did. I drained the water, so I'm pretty sure it gave me access to down there. If I've played an RPG, which I have. To Discord. My friends have not messaged. Alright. Which, I don't know what that means. I think it probably means that they're going to try to play at 5. Very sneaky. I am. Let me show you. I have his stealth of 4. And this guy has a stealth of 2, so it's double him. And him. And we'll quadruple this guy. This guy sucks at sneaking, but he's super lore. He has all the lore, damn. Nice. Okay. We're starting to get a little bit low in health.
Hey.
Too. But I feel like staying here is probably the most prudent.
What?
I'll probably cast a spell this time. I will! Don't you sass me, lady! I love how sassy my character is. It's an endless source of entertainment. I know my wolf isn't tanky, but I'll still have him here. So you can hold off these guys. The wizard's there.
Hey there.
There we go. And save in case things go wrong, which they inevitably will at some point. Boom. Hold the line. Hold. And go. Yeah, let's do damage reduction. Agra! Get him! Elf! Get him! And... oh, we'll start shooting. There we go. Now we should be fine. It's actually not as bad as expecting. Them. A decent thing, so as long as we can keep them clumped up. My wizard innately has AoE attacks, so...
Yeah?
Ugh! Oh no! Run! Engage them. I'll help you, Wolfie. Don't die. My warrior... well, I guess he's not even a half. He's fine. Do you like Swedish Fish, by the way? My wizard has used so many spells.
How bad?
It's a shame. Keep fighting that thing.
Hey.
And if we tag up on that shadow, he should be dying soon. Okay, that's that one dead. Oh, yeah, I can go back to shooting quickly now. My wolf is tanking surprisingly decently, though. I will give him that. Probably don't need to heal. Wait a minute, I can do the radiance. I'll wait until a little bit more to do that. And knock the spirit down. Doesn't make much sense that it can, but whatever. It didn't work. It always seems to be like that, right? My poor wolf might actually die. I stopped paying attention for a second. Focus.
Hey there.
Oh yeah, saved by the bell. Wait, no, you heal still. There we go. Literally like one hit away from death. Swedish fish are fantastic. And Swedish berries. Is Swedish berries a candy, or are you just talking about literally berries from
Keeping
Sweden?
an eye out.
Because yes to both. That was an intense fight. Look at poor Ador. He's like at half health already. We're getting messed up. Oof. A crumpled note. This letter is fairly intact, though the parchment itself has been crumpled. Jester, I know the temple baths boast great healing properties, and that your back ails you still. Still, I would ask that, if you are to indulge for the greater part of the day, you give over the key to the sanctum to someone else for safekeeping. It is not the first time you are forced to wait to perform the daily rites. And Ratrix Abrica is often too far below to hear our knocking. Oh, you can just sense the passive aggressiveness in that note. Ooh, what's this? That's a prayer. Oh dear. That's a lot of reading. I did have to read something though earlier in order to solve a puzzle. I had to read 2 different notes. And I'm not sure if the other note helped me. It kind of did, but maybe it wasn't supposed to, and I just kind of like hacked it together to produce the correct answer. So I may have to read this, but goodness, it just feels like a wall of text. I know I'm playing an RPG, and there's a lot of reading. There's a lot of books. It's kind of like Skyrim. Baldur's Gate had like a lot of books, which is cool for lore and stuff, but admittedly, even as a kid, I just sort of was like, okay, and then I stopped reading the books after a while. We'll read this one, because it might be important. And the sun shall break through the darkness, the new dawn arriving with the rebirth of the day. Rejoice, O ye who dwelleth in the shadow, who are broken and beaten. The winter soon comes to an end. Spring shall rise, bringing light and life to the world. Radiant light, radiant life. And thy soul shall find warmth in its arms, in his arms. All creatures bask in his glory. The rays of countenance bathe the world, bringing an end to the night, ushering in the day. Kneel before him, and wonder at his benevolence. Feel the warmth of his radiance presence. If thou art broken, he shall make thee whole. If thou art darkness, he shall bring thee light. If thou art sinful, thou shalt be reborn. If thou art cold, his warmth shall bolster thee. How canst I, so lowly and worn, speak words of proper adulation? Thine eyes, who gaze, sees the sin in me, yet still shows love. Thine hands, who grip, pulls me out of the darkness. Thine ears, listening to my every prayer. Thine heart, bright as the dawn, giving me warmth when I am raw. Aethys, light of the spring, sun of the world, thou givest me life and purpose. If thine heart be black, if thy intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight. If thou dost thy work in the dark, if thou wouldst keep thine actions hidden, thou shalt be burned in the sun of the new dawn. Day comes soon. Prepare for the dawn. Nothing is hidden from his reach. Alright. You could just say not sin. You know, you don't have to be like, if you sin, you will burn alive. There's another one. It's making me feel it's less important now. Or maybe more important. The game's like, you better not lose this. You needed to beat this dungeon. Oh, I got a healing potion. Where did it go? Here it is. Give it to you. Can we stack healing potions? Yep. Yep. We can! What? Boop. What time would we be at? We'd be at 5:09. We'll continue on. We should be near the end. Whoa! I remembered that they were there, but I didn't remember how close they were. Okay.
Hey.
So, the issue with oozes is that the oozes have a ranged attack. So trying to draw them out to me isn't going to work super well. I could do a corner pull though. Sort of pull them all over here, right? And then just rain hellfire on them. Because I don't know what else is over here, right? That'd sort of be the safer way of doing it.
Hey.
Okay,
Hey there. There.
let's try that. Let's try that strategy, see how it works. Do. My wolf will be hiding over here to do a sneak attack. Just whoosh-pah. We'll like do a pincer maneuver.
What?
What? A pincer maneuver, you fool!
If it makes you rest easy.
Have you not heard of it? Let's see. So we're just literally here. If we try to do the corner pull, I'm not sure how that will work. Should work. Don't like how
may I
grouped
help?
together we are, though.
Hey there.
How may I help?
You'll have to be closer, though.
Hey there.
I can be a little bit farther away because I have more range. And then we'll drop a save, as always. Should learn how to quick save. And...
Hey.
Poof. Get ready. I can't quite see if I'm blasting all of them. That should be just fine, though.
Yes.
I could have waited a little bit more. That's fine. And pincer attack. There we go. Not quite what I wanted. But now we have them grouped up there. Which allows me to do this, which I should have saved.
What?
They're immune, but not immune to the damage. Haha.
Show 'em how it's done.
We'll show them how it's done. What was I worried about? They're easy. E-Z with a capital W.
Easy does it.
Easy does it, yeah, pretty much. Why can't we go further here? Because we need the key, apparently. Alright, well now that we have the key, we should be able to access this room. This is a fun dungeon, actually. This is a fun game. Do you think that you would play this game there, Possum?
Light, flame, and sound.
I know you said that this, like,
To ourselves.
top-down style you prefer in actual old games as opposed to games that are emulating that era. Okay, I'm starting to be spotted.
Nice to see you too.
Oh, you flirting with me? It will be the only time it ever happens. Oh my goodness. Careful now. Steady does it. Okay. So that's the only enemy that we can see. Which I don't like. I feel like there's going to be more.
Hey,
But let's try to take them out.
What?
I want to keep my rogue hidden for the moment.
hey.
But also
Yeah?
get into sneak attack.
Hey there.
Weird. Definitely feels like there should be
I'll
more.
see what I can find.
Well, maybe. I'd really like the remake of Warcraft 2, though. That would be fantastic. That would be cool. But that's like an RTS, right? I mean, nothing against that, of course. It's just... just making sure. Like I'm thinking of the right Warcraft. Oh! That's what I meant to do! Oh well, we'll have to commit now.
Hey there.
Oh, not great.
Hey there.
Okay, we're stuck. We're stuck. There's shadows. Oh shit. This is not what I wanted. Durance. We should be fine. Cause AoE for the win, boy. Hell yeah! That's such a good ability because I can spam the shit out of it. Get to use 2 per counter. I have spells. If I step back a little bit. So you see here there, Possum. AoE attacks have 2 radiuses. The red will hit all creatures in there. The yellow radius will only hit enemies in that radius. So you can maneuver in such a way that you can hit just enemies and not your allies. As you see, I would have to step back a little bit. So let's go here and then try again. As for me, let's focus down the fuse. Where's my wolf? They can't tell where my wolf is. Oh, it's right here. Okay, now that you're here, let's try this ability again. See, that's just going to hit them. That hit me. That should be fine. I'm going to take a smidge of a step back, just in case. I don't even think that hit them. But then again, a bunch of them did die, so maybe it did. And they're hurting Durance. It's fine. Durance can do his second wind. which is once per encounter self-heal, based off athletics, which is nice. Ouch! Never mind. Immediately went from like that's okay to that's not okay. Got hit with so many attacks of opportunity. Turns, tactical retreat. I don't want you to die, but I also don't want to heal at the moment. Alright, that should be fine. Turns, you can. Whew, that was a little bit close for wear. Oh, I remember Warcraft as a kid, though. It was RTSs. I liked the concepts of. I never got like super into the game type though, which is funny because right now I'm doing a lot of strategizing here. Despite that last fight was not strategically sound. I hit the wrong button. Which happens. We're good. I just didn't want to spend a whole lot of time strategizing. Yep.
Easy does it.
Though, that's not completely true. I do like strategizing. Heck yeah, we opened up the door. And this is a completely optional dungeon, by the way. You don't have to do this one. There's a Scoldger! I don't like it. Stay away. Because it's a Wilder, so we can figure out what the heck a Wilder is. What time are we at? Oh, we're close to 5:30. We'll call it here, though. Because I do feel like my friends are probably going to play. So, we'll finish this dungeon next time. Which I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. I am trying to stream pretty much daily. Sundays, he'll possibly be back. I hope you're back. I like keep seeing you around. Oh, I must run for a month. That's okay, Possum. I'm going to call it here anyways. Because like I said, my friends are going to play tonight. But thank you so much for joining me there, buddy. I'm going to read. You don't have to stick around for this, but I'm going to read the description for the Scalders, because they're apparently a wilder. Zalrip's Wilders? They are! So they must just be like wild races. Which doesn't super narrow it down. But just like very primal stuff. Where's the Scalder? They're spiders. Right here. Oh, that's freaky. They're beast, that makes sense. What is a Scalder? Scalders are large mammalian creatures that dwell in caves in total or near darkness. As a result, they have poor vision and rely on their sense of hearing to navigate and find prey. Their protrusions and hairs on their ears allow them to detect airflow, which is key to telling the direction in any underground environment. They communicate through screeches and clicks, and use these vocalizations in a form of echolocation. They are communal creatures, and will nest and raise young together. So they're like bat people. And a regular Scalder is level 3. But I think I'm level 3. Yep. So evenly matched. Cool beans. GG then. Thanks, buddy. Thank you everyone who joined me for this stream. I hope you've enjoyed this bit of the Dragon's Treasure. Pretend a like is a mic and drop it. And stay beautiful.